Welcome to New Bike Day, or New Bike Video. I've had this bike for a little while now, but I thought I'd make a video on it as I take it out here where it belongs and over to the Australian National Time Trial Championships that are held not too far from here. As my radar goes completely berserk. All right, done. So new bike. I have a Pivot Mach 4 SL. It is the Team XTR edition. This is more bike than I could ever ride. However, the importer here in Australia, Pivot Cycles, just happened to have one in stock when I was having a conversation about gravel bikes and mountain biking and things with somebody who's associated with them. They said, just check with them what's in stock. And they had something in my size. So it's a purchase that I've just said to the team, like, pretty much, here's what I want to do. What do you recommend? I'll take your word for it. Typically I research and research and research and research again, different options and things, but this time I went with the experts because mountain or cross country is something I haven't dabbled in a lot. About 10 years ago, Von and I both did the Mont 24 in Canberra with some borrowed bikes. And as everybody has told me, gravel is a gateway to off-road. And yes, absolutely, you're right. Another reason for going mountain bike, and I'll stop and pull up, and it's over here, north, out that way, is Creswick. Now Creswick here in Victoria, I spent a lot of time on the gravel bike out that direction. They have won the Com Games cross country for 2026. Commonwealth Games is the Olympics for people under the King. I was going to say under the Queen of the Commonwealth. So there's going to be a lot of new infrastructure built not too far from home. And 2026, little Maxwell, GPLama, is going to be old enough to be ripping around some trails. So I thought, why not? Let's get a bike. If I get half the use, hell, even a quarter of the use of this bike than I do the gravel bike, it's going to be well worth the purchase. So specs wise, I'm a little bit green, not exactly what everything means, but it is Shimano XTR mechanical for now. 160mm rotors back and front. I was surprised. I thought most mountain bikes had 180s, but 160s. There's more than enough braking power here. 120mm travel front fork, Fox, something or other. I do apologise if you're a, hang on, I do have suspension. If you're a mountain bike enthusiast and you're cringing at everything that I'm saying here, but I'm just learning. What else? That's about it. Carbon wheels. Maxxis tyres, 2.4 inch. Oh, let's go up that trail. See, this is why I got a mountain bike, so we can do things like this. It's kind of taking me the wrong direction. Dropper post, which I don't have any need for a dropper post, but it is very handy given this bike's a 29er. It is really, really high. So when I'm at the stoplights or need to zero some power meters, which I'll talk more about in just a moment, it's handy to throw the dropper down. You can stand flat-footed on the ground because the bottom bracket's quite high on this thing. So another reason for the mountain bike is a lot of companies are releasing more than just road equipment now. So power meters, we see Garmin with the XC200s or 100s as well. Mountain bike pedals or SPD pedals. Oh, a few other spider-based power meters. So on this one, it has a race face crankset, which I've put a Sugai spider power meter on. I'm currently in the process of just making sure that all aligns. Was reading a little high, I have scaled it down. So part of today's ride too is some comparisons with the XC200s. There's also a lot more tech when it comes to mountain bike stuff, but there's a lot of crossover too, just like there is in gravel and road. I was primarily road for many, many years. Been dabbling in gravel for the last 2 or so, and then I'm going to start doing a little bit more of this. Crossover being all the technology, power meters, head units. Suspension still is something I'm very green on. learning things like rebound, sag, what else? What are the other terms? Anyhow, I'll be looking at a lot of GCN mountain bike videos. I'll be all over YouTube for the next few weeks learning about this and cross-country mountain bikes. I'm not getting into downhills, just cross-country stuff, just a bit of this. I'll be taking the gravel bike into a few places where a gravel bike probably doesn't belong. So, that's it, new bike day. I'm absolutely stoked. And it's going to be on some fatter tyres for exactly the kind of terrain I'm on right now. Because while a gravel bike can handle this is so much better at it. I'll refer to you guys in the comments who are experienced mountain bikers to give me some tips on any of the, I guess, starting out for cross country. Where should I go? What should I learn? I'm not too bad on the gravel. I'd call myself slightly experienced off-road, as I said, doing the Mont 24. But it's not about just jumping on and riding the bike. I want to practice. Every day I'm on the bike, I want to try and learn something new and have, what do you call it, focused improvement rather than just riding along. Because then at the end of the day, I'm going to have a much better experience when I am just riding along. All right, I'm completely lost. I'm completely loving it. And we'll get over this hill and over to the time trials to see who the next Australian champion is. Oh, and look, a suitable downhill for a mountain bike. Woohoo! All one-handed. Oh, I'm going to fall off soon, I'm sure. Alrighty, here we are at what I will always refer to as Ballarat Uni. This is my university back in the day where I studied computing. Novell Netwear 311, I think, actually 411, sorry. And my MCSE for NT4 for those playing the long game. Alrighty, here we are. It will be the elite women just finishing off the last few competitors, so possibly Grace Brown will be one of the last off. I believe Grace won it last year. And here is the course. I think a few years ago I was out here on the gravel bike. It's always handy to be on a bike that doesn't have skinny tyres to bounce around the footpaths and things. All right, a few spectators out here. One observation I made on Twitter today was the spectators at the road race were well down, the numbers of spectators. Now, this is a work day, so there's a few people around. And there's always dogs at a bike race. Always makes me nervous. One rider on lap 2 already. Brevine, hello. Looking after Jay. Now Joe will be up, probably 45 minutes or so, so we'll leave them do their thing. And can we go under the arch? Yes, we can. All right, let's have a look at a few riders coming through. All right, we'll go up and have a look at the start-finish ramp. Well, the start ramp and the finish line. A finish ramp would be quite interesting. Full send. Alrighty, so Grace Brown goes back-to-back there in the Elite Women's National Time Trial Champs with the huge ride there. Now, I missed her finish because, as it always happens out here, you get chatting to somebody. It's equally about the racing and catching up with everybody. So I caught up with Rao Lucia from Lucia Tech. Now, Rao's been evicted from his office space in recent times. So, yeah, interesting story there. Head over to Rao's social to be across all of that. Hey, how you doing? And he's in good spirits on holiday like we all are this time of year. Hot favourite, Luke Plapp, attempting to go back-to-back. So we have Plappy, Durbo, Jay Vine will be out there in the men's. They kick off in about 45 minutes, I believe. So might get home and watch that on live stream. All right, now the question is, do I go home via the road or via the mountain bike trails? I think I better brush up on my mountain bike skills. Let's go to the trails. Hey Rao, tell everyone where we can get the t-shirt.
You get it at my Teespring shop.
Rao's Teespring?
That's it.
Goes to support your company while you're in hiatus?
That's it, that's it. Lucia Technic, that's...
All good. All right, cheers, Rao. See you soon, mate. Cheers. He's not exactly in hiatus. He's still working, but just not at his office with all of his equipment. So good luck to Rao with that one, and all the politics that go on with what's happening there. As I said, head over to his social to check out the story with that one. All right. That is a lot of fun. Having spent a lot of time on the gravel bike doing stuff like that, it is like a carpet ride going down those, well, small bumps. They're not that big, but I got a big smile on my face. This is a lot of fun to ride, and in a very nice place to do it too. Okay, just before I leave the forest here, quick overview of the bike because I haven't actually stepped off it and shown you guys what it's all about yet. I've gone through the specs, well, as much as I can remember them, but anyway, I thought I'd show you the bike close up in its current configuration and what I've been riding today. Starting off with default saddle, which appears to be okay for me for now. At the KOM mount for the Garmin Varia radar, and I've put that on upside down so the dropper works, and to give it clearance from the rear tyre, you need at least, well, they say 10 centimetres or so here-to-here clearance for the radar to work properly, so I don't want to get that confused. There's the rear, so it's a 1051, I believe. mechanical, can you believe it, for now. The Sugai with the wolf tooth on the front, 34. That was some pretty good gearing today for the hills I was on. Running the Rally XCs at the moment to keep the Sugai power meter in check. Fox float, is it the DPS factory? I'm not sure what this is. Again, this is part of my research, what I need to do. Elite cage, side entry with the Elite bottle. Standard grips, haven't gone anything funky for that yet. 2 head units on the front to record the power meter data. That's really about it. Oh, and the fork, it's a 34 step cast. And Reynolds hubs, which has Industry 9 written on there. And I believe the same on the back. Now, I've no doubt missed some important components of this, so let us know in the comments below anything that I should know about this bike in regards to setup, configuration, sag, rebound, etc. Tyres maybe, tyre pressure. I'm running about 22 PSI back and front for these, which are 2.4 inch tyres. I think that's okay for now. I'm totally across tyre pressures on the road and on gravel. This, I'm not quite sure. So any hints or tips are much appreciated. Alrighty, and with that, we'll leave it there for today. There's a quick look at my new bike, top to bottom, with not too much technical detail as I learn the ins and outs, and also a look at the Australian Time Trial Championships, won by Grace Brown. My money's on Luke Plapp for the win for the men, so let's see how he goes. Anyhow, as always, we'll see you in the next video soon.